Yo, yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Val. Let's talk about Spectro Rover. Are you still missing a healer for your third team? Use the one you get on your account. Spectro Rover actually has a very interesting mechanic. On Duplicate 4, on Waveband 4, the Rover gets, when casting Resonance Liberation, Rover continually restores HP for all team members. HP equal to 20% of Rover's attack will be restored every second for 5 seconds. Now, this is actually an extremely interesting thing to have in the game because right now, we don't really have that much choice for healing options. We have, of course, Verena. I think a lot of people have chosen Verena because Verena is the best healer in the game. She provides more than just healing. She's just very good support. She damage boost. And then we have Baiji. I think Baiji is also a very good option. We get her for free for that first pull we do on the standard banner. And with every duplicate wave band, she also gets way better. She's going to have long-term value as well because she does have a res in her kit and then that glacier damage boost. And she's overall boost your team while she's healing you as well. So she's going to be very good for your second team. But then we need someone for our third team. There's of course some skill expression in the game. So you could technically have a team where you don't really need a healer. However, if you are more of a player that does need a healer, the Rover actually fills that role relatively good. Because we can get that Eidolon for free. We get the character for free. It's the first one that we have. And he could be an overall very good Spectro healer because his E6 is also Resonant Skill Resonating Slashes and Resonant Skill Resonating Spin. Reduces the target's Spectro damage resist by 10% on hit for 10 seconds. So let's say there's a new Spectro damage dealer coming out. Having him as a, or her, you know, if you took the girl, as the healer on the field also gives a little bit of that Spectro damage resist and then the attack boost or whatever. So it's actually a very, very solid pick to maybe invest in. Because the Rover is extremely worth it to invest in because the Rover is going to get more elements. We already have Havoc and then down the road we're going to get more. So it's never really that bad to invest in this character because you can just keep your level up material. And it's a very nice thing to consider. If we actually look at the kit, then we just have basic attack. Performs up to 4 consecutive attacks, dealing Spectro damage. Then heavy attack is consumes stamina and then dealing Spectro damage. Then heavy attack resonance. After basic attack 3 or heavy attack, press the basic attack button at the right time to perform a heavy attack resonance, dealing Spectro damage. Heavy attack after tune. After heavy attack resonance or dodge counter hits a target, press the basic attack button to perform a heavy attack after tune, dealing Spectro damage. Mid attack, Rover consumes stamina to perform a mid-air plunging attack, dealing Spectro damage. Dodge counter, use basic attack after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing Spectro damage. Very straightforward stuff. Then we can get extra Spectro damage here, and then we get more attack here. So this also helps with that healing bonus. Then with Resonance Skill is Rover launches an attack forward, dealing Spectro damage. Then the Forte circuit is if diminutive sound exceeds 50 when resonant skill is used, Rover consumes 50 diminutive sound to cast resonating spin, dealing Spectro damage, considered as resonant skill damage. So his whole kit would then be dealing damage out while healing, you know, so that's actually kind of an interesting unit. Then the basic attack resonating echoes. After resonant skill resonating spin ends, Rover performs resonating echoes upon using basic attack button, launching attack forward, dealing Spectro damage, considered as resonant skill damage. Very nice to know this because resonant skill damage can, if you have a lot of it, you know, then you can do more damage with that. Rover can hold up to 100 diminutive sound. Rover obtains diminutive sound for every normal attack vibration manifestation on hit. Rover obtains diminutive sound for every heavy attack after 2 on hit. Rover obtains diminutive sound upon casting infra skill wave shock. How you can get your Forte circuit up, of course. Then we have the big traces here. Damage dealt by Rover's basic attack resonant echoes is increased by 60%. Rover gains 15% attack increase for 5 seconds upon casting heavy attack. So if you use him as a healer, you want to use your heavy attack a little bit more so you can get the bonus for the attack percentage so you will get more healing. And then your whole playstyle changes as well, maybe, which is also kind of interesting in my opinion. And here we get more attack percentage and Spectro damage. Then the ultimate, the Resonance Liberation. Rover converts Spectral energy to assail the target area, decimating it after short delay and dealing Spectral damage. So actually your healing ability is dealing damage as well. So you kind of have this hybrid healer. And I think that is very cool. Then the intro skill, Rover attacks the target dealing Spectral damage. And then the big thing, of course, the outro skill, generate an era of status surrounding the next target or character on a nearby team that activates an outro skill lasting for 3 seconds. That's the special Rover outro skill, of course. Then if you look at the other duplicates, we have Rover's crit rate increased by 50% for 7 seconds when casting resonant skill, resonating slashes, or resonant skill, resonating spin. Then you get another Spectral damage bonus for 20%. Then energy, this is going to be very good as well if you get E3 because then you get the more ult uptime for more healing. Then, of course, E4, which continually restores HP and it scales with attack. And then we have Waveband 5 will do Rover's Resonance Liberation damage bonuses increased. So yet again, we have a synergistic thing with the ultimate. It's just all about spamming your ult, dealing damage with it, and then healing your team. This increases by 40%. The last one is going to be reducing the damage resistance from Sectros. Hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. I find it's actually an extremely interesting character that we're going to get for free. And if you have a Verena, buy G and you build your Spectro Rover to be a healer, then you already have 3 healers for 3 teams for the late game content. Of course, there's going to be a lot of options for the weapons. And I just think it's smart to go for Commando of Conviction because you get that attack percentage for more healing, or you can try to go for the energy regeneration, so the skill slasher, because you get energy regen for more ult uptime, so you can cast your ult for more healing. I think those two is going to be your best option, but any weapon, you know, like a 3-star weapon with energy regen or attack percentage, that's really what you want to focus for. So whatever your account has, or the 5-star standard banner weapon, you know, anything that really helps you with maybe dealing a little bit more damage, getting ult uptime, or getting more attack to get more healing. And of course, with the Command of Conviction, you also have when intro skill is cast, increases attack by 50%, so you can get more healing. So this is actually not a bad idea because you do get with more attack, you get more damage, you know, so it scales together. For the Echo sets, you want to go for the healing set because the healing set will make sure you actually get more healing. And then we will go for a 4-cost healing bonus because you want more healing. Then we can go 3-3-1-1. And then with the 3-3, you can probably go something along the way like Spectral damage, energy regen, maybe double energy regen if you don't have enough. I think that is a very high priority for good ult uptime. However, if you have an energy regen sword and you can maybe sacrifice a little bit of energy regen, you can then do their attack percentage or Spectro damage because attack percentage does give you more damage plus more healing on top of that. You can consider something like that. And then of course, the bottom 2, you want both attack percentage because you're going to get more healing with that. Very straightforward. And then of course, the 4-piece set gives you, upon healing allies, increased attack of the entire team. So you're buffing them as well while you are healing them again. So there's a lot of ways here while you're going to do damage, buff, deal damage, buff. You know, you're constantly doing this and you're constantly swapping around with the teammates and you're constantly getting your ult up time to keep your team alive. And it's going to be very nice and very consistent and very fluent. And it's very easy because you get this character for free. However, disclaimer, there's probably going to be way better healers along the way or better supportive units that keep your team alive. So do keep that in mind. But the beauty of this is that you can invest in this character yet again and then not lose your progress or your daily stamina for using materials on this character because you can just take, for instance, when there's a new element that you want to try, you could just swap the rover into that and then summon for the limited healer, put that on that team instead, and then put the healing set that you had on the rover on the new healer, you know? So you can really swap around if you want to bench the rover for someone else and not lose a lot. I think that is one of the biggest strengths to try to get this as your 3rd healer for your 3rd team. We always have to think ahead in gacha games and we always have to make sure that we get the most investment with the most value, you know? We always have to try to think of those things. And that's why I think the rover is a very good 3rd option for a healer. Let me in the comments down below what you guys think about the rover. If you are using the rover as a damage dealer, if you're using Havoc rover, or if you already were using healing rover for Spectro. We'd love to hear you guys' takes on this and maybe your team compositions and builds. We can all help each other out here. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord, which is trying to grow the community even further. And if you want to support the channel even further, then become a member. I love you all, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care. Peace.